everyone. It's me and without Adam. So I think because it's Friday, I think he forgot, and which because it's not like him to not show up. But I think because it's Friday, he forgot. So he'll come screeching in at some point and say, "I'm so sorry." But for now, welcome everybody. And if you're new, this is just it's usually Thursday Night Live, which will be back 2 weeks from yesterday, on our regular date and time, which is 6:30 Pacific time on Thursdays, every other Thursday. We did it Friday this week because of the convention. So yeah, and I name check at the end. I'll always say goodnight to everybody. So we do that then, and beginning, we just kind of get started. So I would love to ask anybody that has a wrench. Craig, you're up. Anybody that has a wrench, please just do the kind of the welcoming and the troll watching if you can while you're hanging out. If you want a wrench and you want to help, you're welcome to. We'll just have to fly by the seat of our pants for a little bit. Okay, so yeah, right now I only see Craig as having a wrench. So Craig, you are up. Welcome everybody. Oh, sorry, did I put personal? I meant political, Meredith Mira. So political and current event questions. So not personal, I'm so sorry. Kathy's doing good. She's back home and she's stable. She's doing good. So thank you for asking. Thank you for the welcome back, everybody. And everybody is commenting on the how good the convention was. I thought it was fantastic. And maybe I'll say just a quick thing about what has happened. I was going to do a separate video on it, but since Adam's not here, then it doesn't matter. It seems like almost overnight, right? We're in these new energies and they're just like happy and everybody's excited. And of course, you know, switching the ticket was a big deal. But but I wanted to just explain real quick what is happening, kind of put a spiritual lens on it so we kind of know what's going on. You know, back when the whole thing happened with Navalny, I talked about, you know, kind of that Putin had kind of done something that was of such gravity, it kind of shifted us to a different probability line. And all I knew was that whatever he had done made it 10 times worse for him. And how that would play out, I wasn't sure, but I could just feel it, that the whatever trajectory we were on now, it was going to be 10 times worse for Putin. The next thing to kind of felt like, wow, we shifted again, was the assassination attempt. That felt like another kind of gravity thing where we kind of shifted again. And all I knew, right, what I felt was that whatever road we were on now, it was going to be harder. It was going to be like a push. And I still felt like Biden will get in. If he stays in the race, he will get in. But it just felt like such a hard uphill slog. And then with Biden's decision, and these are all free will decisions, right? Putin has free will to make decisions. This kid that did the assassination attempt had free will, and Joe Biden has free will as well. And with Joe Biden's decision, it's almost like he put his foot on the accelerator and he also made it easier and more joyful. And so we're on a different line, you know, right? And I call it timelines. I'm not sure what else to call it, but it's almost like a shift in the probabilities going forward. It's like everything's different. And the probabilities that weren't so probable for are more probable. And and things are different. And two of the things he did was make us go the easier, more joyful path, which is what our guides always want us to do, is go the more joyful, easier path. That's what they're always trying to get us to do, but we don't listen most of the time. And if we go the hard way, we go the hard way. It's okay. It's all learning, so it's fine. But their hope for us is that we can go the easier, more joyful path. So he put us on that, but he also accelerated everything. So everything's at a faster clip. Everything feels like it's just moving really, really quickly. And the good news is about that is that what my guide said was that it's kind of going to be it's a trickle effect or a butterfly effect. And so a lot of people in their in individual lives are going to start feeling feelings of being like unstuck. If they've been stuck for a long time, things that have been going on for a long time are going to kind of be resolved. It's like everything's going to be moving quicker. And so you might find that, oh, we've been embroiled in this lawsuit for 10 years and now all of a sudden it's done. I've been, feuding with our, whatever, my daughter-in-law for all this time, and all of a sudden things are resolved. It's going to be happening to us in a personal ways as well. And that's the thing about being a leader, why we have to be so careful about choosing our leaders, is because they do have their, our free will decisions affect us and the people around us, maybe the people around our circle, but that's it. With them, with leaders, it affects so many other people. It's such a big responsibility, and every decision has such a weight that most people don't want to come in and live those kind of lives. One person asked, why don't we all come in rich and famous? Why don't we all come in rich and powerful? Most people don't want those kind of lives because they are riddled with such traps to fall into, to have them go off course very easily. The other reason is the responsibility, the magnitude of the responsibility of lives like that. Most people come in and want to just do their little thing over here and get their stuff, get their own stuff done. They don't want these gigantic responsibilities because they're riddled with such, it's easy to go off track and fall off track. There are more ways, right, to fall off track. So I just wanted to explain that if you're wondering, what the hell happened? And also, can we trust it? Can we trust that these energies are going to kind of stick around? And of course, there'll be good weeks and bad weeks, but it's a campaign, right? There'll be good weeks and bad weeks. There'll be kind of but the main energy shift we can trust. It's been put in place. And so I just wanted to explain that. So I hope if you're wondering what's going on, that's what's going on. Okay, so the first question, sweetie darling Lulu. And I'm going to get rid of this pen because it is okay. Sweetie darling Lulu, what's going on with Jack Smith and the courts? Okay. Jack Smith and the courts. Jack Smith and the courts. I'm seeing an elevator going up floors. Not sure what that means. I think it may have something to do with building onto the case or doing kind of because to me, as I go over that, it feels like it grows in importance. So I feel like there's something he's building onto or building onto the case. And to me, it's like it's expanding, but why is it going up though? Trajectory, just heard. Oh. feel like they might be getting other people that are up, on higher levels, getting information on people that are up in higher levels, people like Bill Barr, people like that. I'm not saying that it's him, but people that are kind of up in that kind of upper echelon. So I feel like they're building cases maybe against them too. So that's what I'm getting. That feels right. Okay. And this is how this works, right? You get these things, you just got to kind of feel them out, work with them. Thank you, Janice. Yay. Yes, and I'm so glad I can be on here celebrating with you guys for once. It was so much fun to see the convention, and it's just, yeah, it's just glorious. The energy is glorious. Let's see. Tina has a question about JD Vance and the pictures of him in kind of dressed up in Project 2025. What are his real feelings about LGBT and trans matters, and could JD have an attraction to men? Okay, just look at that. This is all for entertainment purposes only. It's just entertainment purposes only. It's funny because I haven't looked at JD Vance now. He got in, and I don't think I've been on since then. So let me look at him real quick. I'm getting he's fake. That he's fake. He doesn't believe any of this stuff. I don't know what he does believe, but he doesn't. He's not. He's phony. He doesn't believe any of this stuff. I feel like it's to get ahead, and I feel like there's something about kind of like solidifying like him and his family in this world, in this kind of like wealthy politician world. It's like that's where we want to be. And I feel like too, that may be why people are so uncomfortable with him, because they know that he has these really extreme, weird views, but there's something about him that feels insincere. And so what I'm feeling and what I'm seeing, people are picking up on. I don't think they can name it, because it's kind of like, well, he seems very adamant about this, and he seems like no, he doesn't. He just wants to be in this world. And I feel like he felt like it's almost like this world would be easier to manipulate and get to where I want to be than maybe going to the left or going to the Green Party or whatever. It felt like this is where I feel like I'm smart enough to kind of get to where I want to go and manipulate this situation. And I also feel like there's a real admiration of not people just with like lots of money, but people with lots and lots and lots of money. So there's a greed there. And I don't think he's a poor guy. I think he's a privileged guy. And I know he's backed by a billionaire, but I feel like this world, it's very appealing and attractive to him. And I feel, but it's also like the family. So I feel like they want to be the Kennedys or something, or they want to be like this family that gets in there and is in there, that they're solid. So that's what I'm picking up with him, which was not what I expected to pick up. I don't know what I expected to pick up, but not that. So he's got more like has a mercenary kind of feel, not really sincere about anything. just wants to get as far and as fast as he can. And it could be why, when you are insincere that way, that means you're out of alignment. You're lying, you're out of alignment with your spirit or with the part of you that's connected. So it's not going to work out. And I think this is why it feels so weird and why he doesn't fit and people don't really like him. And it's why it's not happening for him. Okay, this is where it might get slow because I'm kind of going through the conversations. But just if you can put your question in all caps, that will help me a lot. And then I will know it's a question and not a conversation. Kinzinger, here we go. Do you think Adam Kinzinger will return to Washington, perhaps in a cabinet position? Mm-hmm. I feel like he might run for governor. I'm not sure I can't remember what state he's from, but I feel like he might run for governor because I feel like it's a state thing. 1 second. And I see him on television a lot. And so maybe he'll do some commentating, but then also at some point run for governor because I feel like he's going to run for governor. So, but I'm not seeing him. It's so weird because I feel like he's a little disillusioned or disappointed with Washington. Yeah, so that's what I'm getting. I also feel like he might. Okay, wait 1 second. I think he might be part of either taking over the Republican Party or starting another party. I heard independence, but I heard like almost like Independence Day, not independent. So there may be some kind of, like the Free Republicans or something like that. That it feels like he might be involved in a third party or rebranding or taking back the Republican Party at some point. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. Crowds. I thought I was blown away. Hi, John New. Hi, everybody. I was when they did the 2 stadiums. I thought that was the best flex, the best like in your face to Trump. How they were to go for both stadiums. I thought that was hilarious. Oh my gosh. I know we all love Gus. Poor Gus. It's so cute how he loves his dad so much. Hello, everybody. I'm Adamless tonight. I think he forgot, he's human. It's okay. But it's on a weird night, and we talked about it earlier, and I think that he just completely forgot. Oh, let's see. I keep feeling like I said, we're going now we're on the easier, more joyful like route, timeline, trajectory, probability line. Um, it doesn't feel like it's going to be close. It really doesn't. And just an aside, what new voters is he getting? He can't fill stadiums anymore. They're too they're too unrelatable. What new voters are they getting? They're not getting any, and they're losing their old ones. So I'm like, well, how is it still so close? But I really don't feel like it's gonna be close at all. Um, that's just how I feel. I feel like we're taking everything again, taking everything again, and that's it. And I'm sure he'll still say like it's stolen and they did it again and blah blah blah, but it's going to be so obvious because she is going to win places like South Carolina, Georgia, maybe even Florida. But let me look at Georgia specifically. But it just feels like it's just like a sweep. It's not even close. So when they keep saying it's going to be so close, it's going to be so close, I'm like, it's not. It's not going to be that close. But I don't think they want to say that because they don't want people to just be like, oh, we got it in the bag. I'm not going to vote. You know what I mean? So I feel like they need to keep people really pumped and stuff. And I'm like, I don't think this is going to be close. It doesn't mean take your foot off the gas pedal. We need to do what we need to do, but it feels very solid, like a solid win. And even like a bigger margin than even 2020. So that's what I'm getting. All right. Georgia, specifically Georgia. That one is going to be very close. I would say a soft yes, but I feel like that one may go like take a couple of days or something, or take a few days to and it's going to be down to it's going to be close. It's going to be really close. But I'm going to give it a soft yes for Georgia. I feel like South Carolina, I feel like that is in her hands. I heard one pundit say, if she wins South Carolina, she's won. So, and for some reason that is coming out like it is bright blue. So somehow, some way. But I'm getting Georgia as a soft yes. It does feel very close, I have to say. That one feels very close. Okay. Okay, so we did Georgia, and now M Steve 0 is saying focus on Georgia, Ohio, and Wisconsin. What do you got for us? Okay. Wisconsin, yes, she gets Wisconsin. I'm getting a no for Ohio. What is your problem? Stop. At least right now, right? Things can move, things can change. So we'll keep looking at these states. The trajectory they're on right now, how they're moving forward. I've got a soft yes for Georgia, a no, unfortunately, right now for Ohio, and a yes for Wisconsin. Okay. Maybe would you guys like if the week before we do like a map and go through each state? It might be kind of boring for people, but I'm happy to do it if you want me to do it. We could just go through the states and see how. Let me know if you'd like me to do something like that the week before. I'm happy to. And we can just go the states we're concerned about and see. That way we have kind of a, we did that one year, I think it was it must have been 2020. And the only ones I got wrong, and I still think we may have won those anyway, but were Texas and Florida. Everything else I got right. But those two, and those were kind of like Georgia. It was kind of like a soft yes, but man, they seemed close. And I still think I'm like, shenanigans going on there. How awesome was the DNC? Very awesome, especially compared to when they were showing clips of the RNC. It was like they looked so bored. That's the other thing, is like they didn't even want to be there. They were just like, in their hats and just like walking around. And it's like one of his speeches. They're just all so bored. It's like, why are you there? Join us. We're fun. Yeah, Debsy, you can moderate here. I'll make you a moderator. Can I do that? Oh, I don't think I can right now. I might be able to on here. Yeah, but I thought the Obamas were fantastic. I thought Joe Biden's speech was fantastic. Yeah, I thought it was really, really good. Okay, there's me looking at my thing. Debsy. Add as a moderator. Sorry, everybody. Okay, you are a moderator, Debsy. All right, so moving on. Okay, we did Jack Smith in the courts. I think I heard him just come in, so he's probably panicking. The debate. Ooh, let's talk about that. Because, for a little while, I felt like he's going to try and get out of it. But now I feel like he's going to have to do it because he's behind. He can't even pretend like he's ahead. He's got to do it. Let's look at the debate. Okay. I keep hearing her getting like loud over him. So there's going to be some moments where she like out louds him, where she kind of like, it's almost like he's interrupting her and she's finishing her thought and she's louder than him. The microphones are coming out. So I don't know if she felt like they kind of sabotaged. That's kind of a tricky word to use, but that it wasn't really fair that Biden couldn't be heard very well. And I think that there's going to be a real effort to make sure she's easily heard and that he's not going to have the opportunity to kind of talk over her. So there's a real, I feel like, an effort both on the stage during the debate, but also before with the microphones to make sure she is heard and that he can't just like roll over people the way he does. So that's something, okay? Let me get what else is going to be happening. I feel like he's going to bring up her father, and it's a mistake. He's gonna wish he hadn't. It feels like something there's something about it. It almost feels like, do you remember that moment in during the primaries when she and Joe Biden were, and there was that moment where everybody was talking and she's like, okay, I can't remember what she said, but she's like, okay, we all need to, everybody needs to be quiet and we all need to, it's like she took control of the room. It has that feel to it. It's like she commands the conversation at that point. So whatever he says, he's going to wish he didn't say it. But I feel it's personal. It's about, and which is so him, and it's about her dad. I know he's Jamaican. I don't know really anything about her dad, but it's something about that. And they're going to be, I feel like her team or somebody is going to be like, almost like fact checking him in real time, but it's not on the network, it's somewhere else. So it's like, go to Kamala.com or go to this and we're fact checking in real time or something like that. Or like, as soon as we're done, go look at data because we'll have fact check something. It's something like that. But I feel like there's some source of hers or people of hers that are going to be like fact checking in real time. And I feel like she's just smarter. She's faster. She's faster and she's smarter. And he still has his moments because he's just that bully and he just lies and he just is the way he is. But there is she's happy but serious and has a very not like almost a dismissing his nonsense. And she may even use that word, this is nonsense, or enough with the nonsense or something like that. But it's kind of like it's dismissed, and so it's almost like it lets the air out of a lot of his like attacks and the stupid stuff he says. And I feel like that happens early on. So after that happens, you're kind of like, everything he said, in that vein, everything he says, it kind of falls flat. So that's what I'm getting for the debate, at least so far. Yay, me too. What did I predict, Connie? What did I predict? What was it? Okay, great to see you guys too. Oh, one of the giants. Actually, Linda, I felt like the other, because if she's talking about my 2024 my 2024 predictions, that there would be a couple of giants that would pass away. And one of them was Navalny. I felt it. As soon as it happened, I'm like, oh, that's it. And the other, it felt like someone around that age. It didn't feel like somebody old. And so you're asking about Jimmy Carter, and I'm not saying he couldn't pass. I'm like, he's waiting to cast his vote. He's not leaving until he casts his vote. I think that's his plan. But I feel like when I felt the giants that could, pass. And again, these things are, they're I always say, like, give me an extra 6-8 months because it can roll over into 2026. Time is so weird, and you're just trying to get as close as you can to the year span. But I felt like the other one was around, they were around the same age, and it felt like middle age. It didn't feel old. And I felt like they were both kind of like tragic or just untimely kind of. So yeah, so that's yeah, that's that, Linda. So we'll see. Yeah, Zelensky, man. And like I said, when he did that, I'm like, this has made it, this is, I don't know how, but this has made it so much worse for him. So much worse. Okay. Yes. Oh gosh, I know. Since Kamala's surge in the polls, the repogues in some states have ramped up their cheating ways and gerrymandering and throwing people off the voter rolls and all these things. Will they succeed? Ohio, Georgia. So we looked at Ohio and Georgia, right? Let's look at Kentucky. Kentucky. I'm seeing red. So I think Kentucky is going to stay red. But oh gosh, it's been a while since I got this. I used to get this. It's funny. I used to get this sign because I have like, those different signs that my guys will give me for certain things, but I haven't gotten this one in a long time. But I think it was back in the last election when I used to get it. Whack-a-mole, when they're whacking like whack-a-mole. And so I feel like the states they're going to be like focusing on like getting rid of this vote. They're going to take states they don't expect. So like I said, like South Carolina and maybe Kentucky, I'm seeing that as still red, but who knows? Maybe they could. But I feel like there'll be places that they take that they didn't expect. So they don't have anything. They didn't worry about that state, but here he's lost it. And so yeah, so it's going to be like playing whack-a-mole. So they're going to be off. And I think I was talking to Cassie and saying, I just feel like they're completely out of sync, out of step. And they're going to make a lot of mistakes and thinking they're so smart, and it's just not going to work. It's not going to work. But a lot of it is like timing and where they put their resources and where he goes to campaign, and it's like everything's just off. So that this falls into that, and that it's so funny though. Whack-a-mole, I used to get that a lot, and I haven't gotten that in a long time. So Adrian, let me address this real quick. So Biden, of course, people were making their case to him to leave or to drop out or to whatever. What I felt about this was that this was purely, when I looked at this, it felt like he was looking at other races besides his own. And he was also looking at money. There was something about money that he was looking at. So I felt like, and I had always felt that he would do the right thing. He's not egomaniacal. He's not an egomaniac. He has a healthy ego, and I also felt like it was his own realization. So it was his choice. It did come down to his choice. They didn't make him do this. They made the case, and he's a logical, reasonable person, right? He's not Trump, and he felt it would be the best thing. And I also felt just recently, I felt that one of the thoughts that came to him was, if I don't succeed, I will never forgive myself. So I felt like he just thought, for the good of everything, and at least I will have like gone by what I feel like could be the better shot. Because I feel like he still would have eked past, like he still would have won, but it would have been a lot more like 2020, where it's kind of, where it's closer. Of course, that wasn't even close, but it'll be closer, and it would make things really difficult and messy. There's going to be a larger margin, and it's just not going to be as messy. It's still going to be, because Trump's involved, it's going to be chaos and whatever his nonsense is, but it's not going to be as like it would have been with Biden. So I feel like he just looked at everything and used his free will. But I don't feel like they made him, but I do feel like he could see support kind of, people were kind of backing out of support. It was very tentative, and that he just made the best decision in the moment that he felt like he could make for the party and for the country. It really was an unselfish decision. And I think history will be so blown away and so kind to him. So I think he's going to be okay. I think he's going to be okay. And like I said, with his decision, what he did was just put his foot on the accelerator. It just felt like everything sped up. And including myself, a lot of psychics saw him stepping down midterm, which would have handed it to Kamala. And all he did was move that up. He just moved up that timeline with his decision. It's clear to me that she is clearly meant to be the first female president, but it either would have happened through inheriting it or getting in by votes. So he's just moved the timeline up. That's all he's done. This was going to happen either way. So that's what I got. So, I mean, yeah, I'm sure they put pressure on him and that kind of thing, to maybe certain people did, but I really feel like it was his decision. They would if he decided for sure that he was not going to drop out, they would have just rallied around him and they would have done it, gone through with it. Yes. Yeah, a few months ago, my guys were like, it's not going to look like this. And, a lot's going to change by November. So don't get too like concerned about anything, because it's like things are going to be kind of shifting all over the place. So don't worry about it. Let's see. Is Biden going to stay until Inauguration Day, or will he leave earlier to allow Kamala to get into office before that? Let's see. Now, I feel like it will just be a normal transition, but it feels really neat. It feels like it's really like, yeah, it's going to be an amazing time. It really, really is. To me, it feels just really like exciting and happy. And I feel like he's so relieved. She's so relieved. It's like they're handing this over to her instead of blech. And so everybody's just very excited and up. And I can see the two couples like standing together. So I feel like it's going to be kind of a very traditional handoff. It's not going to be anything different. So that's what I'm feeling. Yeah, I agree, Mimi. And I know not everybody had that reaction, but I did feel that too. I thought, hey, this is a selfless, amazing patriot. he's patriotic. He really does love his country. And Trump still can't figure it out. He thinks it must have been a coup, because nobody would just give up power like that. That he can't, it's like it does not compute. But he doesn't get it. And so he keeps thinking that there must have been some coup. He'll come and reclaim his, it's like he can't understand that kind of sacrifice, that somebody would give up power for a greater good. He doesn't get that. And that's why he doesn't get the military either. Yes, Gina. Yes. Joe's unselfish sacrifice opened up a channel for a higher vibration, joy, and compassion. Absolutely. And that's the other thing that I was going to talk about, was that the decisions that, Trump and company are making that have to do with, fear and anger, and everything kind of runs through those veins. You can get so far, but it kind of lands with a thump because those vibrations are so low and heavy, right? So if you think about like throwing a rock versus, a paper airplane, that's what we're looking at. And when you do something like this, that is unselfish, it is selfless, it's a selfless act, and it's an act of love as well, right? An act of love for country, and a hope for something, and a love for the future generations, right? Wanting something better for them. So you're right. It brought in this higher, lighter vibration that is just going to soar. And also, again, that speeding up element. It's like we're just running, the train has left the building. It is like that. So yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, Gina. Is Biden surprised by the results of his decision, or was this strategic for him? I feel like he knew she could do it. I feel like he knew her. Like he knew if she sets her mind to it, if she does it, she will do it. I think he was afraid of the timeline. He was afraid of how little time they had. But like I said, what he did just kind of moved everything faster at warp speed. And so they were able to put all of this, what they did, you guys, it's just been a few weeks. They put together the convention. They did. I mean, what they have done is unbelievable. It is miraculous in a way, but to me, that's what he worried about most, was the time crunch. Could they do this in time? Could they get all of this organized and together in time? And I feel like there were like strategy meetings that were kind of like, but to me, it felt more like the handoff. It was more about that than actually what the campaign would look like. It was more of that, the handing off, and also the like getting, I feel like they knew they had they were almost, they were pretty aware that they had the votes they needed to, for Kamala to be the nominee. So I feel like that was kind of, they kind of, that was unsurprising. Like they kind of knew they almost had it. So they're like, let's just go for it. But it does feel like that's what he was most concerned about, was the time crunch. But as far as her, he felt like, oh, she's ready. She can do this. She knows what she's doing. He really had a lot of faith in her. And I feel like as soon as it felt like I'm handing it off, but I'm handing it off to her, it was very, he felt like he could let it go more easily. Had they been like, no, we insist that we're doing an open, blah, 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 he may have hung on, because he does not what he wanted. He did not want this big, long, they didn't have the time. So that's how I'm picking it up. Okay. Good question. Ugh. Okay, let's look at that. Other psychics are saying Biden, Trump, and Jimmy Carter will be gone by December. Do you see that? The only thing, no, not Biden or Jimmy Carter, I'm not seeing that. But I mean, Jimmy Carter, he's, he's at an age where I feel like he's obviously getting very close. And so it could happen before December. But Biden, no, I'm not seeing that. Trump, my guide said something about him not being like kind of in our like not a problem, but he's not like really a concern by the middle of December. And I didn't take that necessarily as him passing. It could be that. My guides know I don't like to get messages like that, so they may not put it like that. But it also could be him leaving the country. It could be him going to jail. But it's kind of like he's not our concern anymore. That's how they put it. Or we're not going to be concerned about him anymore. And it could be just, he gets so crushed in the election that MAGA just disintegrates, just kind of like, that's it. Going back to the first vision that I got with the King Kong vision, right? I remember over and over again, my guide said, Trump is going to fall and we are meant to see this. And that always kind of stuck with me. We're meant to see this. We're meant to witness this. And I think that part of this is that letting go of some of the notions of like cheating to get ahead, and not that it will all just be gone, but it's going to be one of those, it's going to be a caution tale, or a cautious tale. It's going to be, here we've got somebody who's like, he's the id, right? Has all the worst traits and qualities, and has led this icky life that's just been riddled with crime and abuse and all kinds of stuff. And it just feels like it's so not going to pay off, and it's going to look so bad by the end that it's almost like nobody's going to want to go down that road. It's going to be that story that we come back to that's just like, oh my gosh, the worst. So it's part of this is that learning. I also felt like, we can't really when we finally hit the moment where Kamala was there and they had this joy and this happiness and exhilaration, and I just got this feeling of like we needed to walk through the darkness to even know what the light is. That's what we're doing here on earth. We're experiencing what we are not, right? As spirits, we're happy, joyful, eternal, all of these things, and here that's not the case. There's all these low level energies and stuff that we're experiencing, so we can fully understand ourselves, so we can fully understand what light is, what love is, what joy is. You've got to experience and understand the opposite. And it just felt like we've gone through this dark, dark, dark tunnel, and now seeing this joy, don't you feel like it's like twice as much joy? It's like twice as much happy. Everything feels like it's on steroids. It feels like it's so much more. And you can see it in people, in their faces, in their enthusiasm, and just the way they're reacting to it. It's like we've been thirsty and somebody finally gave us a drink of water. And I think this is, it's part of the learning, and but I really felt that, and I feel it from other people, that they're just so thirsty for this, because it's like we haven't been in this for so long. We couldn't even enjoy the 2020 election when he finally was out, right? It just went right into Stomp the Snail, and it's January 6th, and yeah. You guys are funny. Okay. So something I kept getting about the Supreme Court was that for some reason Trump feels like the Supreme Court's going to put him in office. Like it's going to be like that. But what he doesn't get is that when that happened in 2000, it was like a few votes separating these two people, and it's not going to be like that for him. So I feel like he keeps thinking, well, the Supreme Court will handle it. Supreme Court. No, if it's not close, they can't do anything. They're just sitting there. So what is the Supreme Court thinking, feeling after witnessing the energy from the DNC convention? Are they afraid? Okay, let's see. What are they? I'm going to just kind of zero in on like the yuckies. I mean, yes and no, because I can see them like making phone calls and like showing up support and, you know, calling their rich buddies and stuff. And I feel like it's like an echo chamber. They all kind of just pat each other on the back and it's going to be okay. And we've got this, and, you know, they kind of just feed each other's egos basically. And so that's kind of the echo chamber they're in. And so I think when they get worried, they'll call, you know, this person or that person. And, oh, are you still, you know, backing us up? Or you did? So it's this boys club that they go to the clubhouse and pat each other on the back and then they feel better. So I feel like there's a lot of that going on right now. But I feel like in those moments alone, they worry. Like the worries pop in, the worries come in. So yes and no. There's you know, in those quiet moments, they do it's a bit chilling. And then at other times they puff themselves up and, well, I'm Supreme Court justice, nobody can touch me. You know, they remind themselves of who they are and who they know and, you know, support they have. But, you know, they feed that nonsense to make them puff themselves up, make themselves feel better. So, so yes and no. I'm getting kind of a yes and no on that. Okay. Okay, I'm going to do one more and then we will call it a night. But I thank you guys for being here and kind of going through this with me without Adam. And so I'll yell at him later. Okay, did the Dem convention sway undecided Republicans and independents to vote for Kamala? Absolutely. Absolutely. And I can look at this, but I was feeling it the whole time. And I wanted to remind you that a while back, we had asked, you know, what is, you know, what's the vibe going to be around the election? And they said it's going to be like a campfire taking on a tidal wave, which I love that imagery. And my guides are the best because they have a sense of humor. And it's all this like fiery little orange flame and getting all angry and this tidal wave. And it is, and it's just going to grow. It's just going to grow from here. And like I said, what new people is he picking up? Nobody. In fact, people are leaving him. He can't even fill stadiums now. So what are we even talking about? And then you've seen this, and although, you know, crowd size matters more to Trump than anybody, but you could feel when 2008 happened, it was like that for Obama. He was filling to the rim every stadium and they were off the hook. They were so excited. And you're seeing that again. So it does tell you something about enthusiasm, right? And when people are leaving midway through the 2-hour rambling that you're doing and you're the center that wasn't even full is now emptying out by hundreds of people while you're still talking, that's not a good sign. It's just not. And so absolutely. And I feel like it's really sad because I feel like a lot of people have been looking for a home. They don't feel comfortable with the Republicans. And so they've just been kind of like waiting for either the Republicans to get normal or something to happen. And I feel like the way that the Democrats have made it so inclusive and the way they've gotten Republicans to talk to people, and I think it's just so smart. And there have been a lot of people, like I said, looking for a home. They really want a home. And I also, thought all of the stuff they said about like your neighbors and things like that, because we've talked about this, how, I have to, travel a lot to see Cassie. And I had to do a little bit of traveling to go, my sister went to serve a mission, and we went to her farewell. And it just, even flying in the United States, I flew to a red state, right? And everybody's so nice. Everybody's so nice to each other. And it's a stressful situation in the airport. People don't want to be there. They're worried about flying. They're worried about, getting there on time. They're standing in long lines and stuff. And everybody is so accommodating to one another and so nice to each other. I really do believe, like Tim Walz, I think that's just who we are. I think we're nice people. Most people, not everybody, most people are nice, and they want to get along with people, and they want to help. And through this weird, dark period, people lost their way. And I feel like they're waking up a person at a time. There'll be those that don't, there just will be. But I do feel like people are kind of waking up one person at a time. And you have to know too, that the tactics they use are brainwashing tactics. They're tactics they used in Nazi Germany. They're tactics they use, for advertising and things like that. So it's not as if, but they've kind of preyed on their worst impulses, and it's pulled people in. It doesn't mean they're evil or anything like that. It means they're flawed, maybe. We all are in some way. Maybe people are, they have, things they need to work on, but so many of them, I mean, my brother-in-law who passed away, he was a Trumper, but he would help anybody. He would help anybody. He wouldn't care if you were, most of his family was liberal. He would help you in a heartbeat. He would give you the shirt off his back, so I'm with Tim Walz. I think people want like their neighbors back, and they want to feel community again. So I think that's really powerful. And so, yeah, the answer is yes. Yes, 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 yes. All right, you guys, let's wrap this up. I'm just going to name check you guys and say goodnight. And thank you so much for hanging out and coming back. I just had to take a little time to chill and focus on the family and my own health. I got COVID, so I'll tell you about that later. We'll talk about that. I'll put it in a video and I'll tell you exactly what happened. But for now, we'll just say goodnight. So thank you, Craig, so much for jumping in, and Deb for jumping in, and anybody else who jumped in to help tonight. I really appreciate it. Thank you so, so much. And we'll be back 2 weeks from yesterday. So back at our regular Thursday night, 6:30. And we'll be back with a live Sunday show. Not this Sunday, but next Sunday. Okay. We'll skip this Sunday. We're going out of town, and then we'll be back. Okay. So Constance Campbell, thank you so much. Donnell Allen, Celtic Seer, Pat BWI, Carol Michael, Sparky, Ness, Myrna Nora. And by the way, I saw nothing really happening with RFK. I feel like it was just going to be kind of a fizzle and kind of nothing. Myrna is Nora. Thank you so much. Deb Z, thank you. Thank you again. Connie B, thank you if you helped. I know you've got a wrench there. Wendy Adams, Nez, Connie B, Stacy J, Prairie Griffith, thank you so much. Sharon Donnelly, Paisley, MD, Constance Campbell, Alan Mitchell, Leslie, Steph S, Sparky, thank you. And thank you if you pitched in tonight. You got a wrench too. Susie Buckingham, Wendy Adams, Sharon Donnelly, Mimi Eichholz, Leslie F., Carol Lamb, Melissa Barely Here. Thank you guys so much for coming. Leslie F., get your on. I love that. Carrie B., Sharon Donnelly, Beck, Celia Liling, Foxy Roxy, Michelle Tom. Thank you so much. Yeah, I agree, Michelle. Biden looks happy. Oh, Kinzinger. Yeah, Kinzinger looks happy too. Sweetie darling Lulu. Starlight Gazer. Zapolo. Thank you guys for coming. Leslie F., Rick Ferguson. Oh, from Illinois. Okay, so maybe he's going to run for Illinois governor. Interesting. Wendy Adams, Celeste, Janice Connett, Art Zeal, Tanari, thank you One Tanari, thank you so much. Kim Forrester, Kim Forrester, nice to see you. Missouri, Mama 3, Suzanne Armstrong, thank you so much. Paisley, Lillian Fredrickson, thanks for coming. Patty Middleton, thank you so much. Elon Musk, he's just the worst. He's just the worst. I know, isn't that spiritual of me? He's the worst. Marie Frank, thank you so much. Extreme Brands, thank you. Wendy Adams, thank you so much. Steph S., Stacey Lynn, Constance Campbell. Sweetie darling Lulu. Judith Boser. Obsidian Iris, Sherry Lane, Joni S., Rhonda Wilson, Rita Stanger, Sandra in Connecticut, hello, and thank you if you helped tonight. Dee Dee, Pamela Clark, Lynn LeGlaire. Yes, there is a chance for Texas, Lynn. I was feeling like they could win Texas, and also that what's his face might lose his seat. Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz. Okay. Joni S., Mountain Sunshine, Art Zeal, Melinda Rogers, Lisa R., Annie G., Lillian Fredrickson, Myrna Isnora, Melinda Rogers, Laurel Sorensen. Sorry if I repeat, I don't mean to. Rhonda Wilson, Given Wing, yay. Janice Connett, Donna O'Brien, Barb Luminary, Beverly Johnson, M. Wallace. Oh, love you to do the map. Okay, I will do it then. Mary, yeah, getting lots of yeses for the map. Okay, Mary Missigam. Thank you so much, Pam Pierce, Rick Ferguson. Yay. Jessica Lynn, Kat M, Laurel Sorensen, Lynn Webley, Mimi Eichholz, Critter, Jackie V, Cynthia Pierce, Minuet Maya, M, Lynn LeGlaire, Gary G. Norris, welcome and thank you. I don't know if you're new or maybe you're just supposed to, I don't recognize you. So thank you for being here and hanging out. I will do the map. Laurel Sorensen, Donna O'Brien, Kay Reynolds, Patricia Franzino, Rhonda Wilson, Tora Cal 47, Sherry Lane, Gary G. Norris. That was, I just said that. Sorry. I think I'm Melissa barely here. I did that one. I think I'm repeating Lily Rose, Marie Frink, Trisha Franzino, Mike Calabrese, Laura Wolfberg. Thank you so much. I think she's going to get Pennsylvania, Laura, just FYI. I answered about Ted Cruz. Tracy Lynn, Sharon Donnelly, Laurel, sorry, I keep doing that. Beverly Johnson, welcome and thank you. Anna Lynn Webley, David Gretch or Grech, Star Sapphire, Pamela Clark. To see all you guys tonight. Thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate it. I've said all these ones. Dan Artist Painter. Hello. You say Kimmy. That's that used to be my teacher name, Miss Kimmy. Okay. And in one of my bands, they used to call me Miss Kimmy too. Lisa Kirkland. I think we're getting down to the bare bones here, guys. Barb Luminary. Beth Gonzalez. Ben B.A. Kay Reynolds. I know John of New is here, so thanks, John of New. Liz L. Oh, he's already saying her father was a Marxist. Weird. Okay. Okay. It's new. Hadn't heard that. David Mackham, thank you for hanging out. Dinah Kadaski. Pam Pierce. Steph S. Rhonda Wilson, Melissa Miller, One Beloved One, Betsy Hamilton. I think we're just about done. Melinda Rogers, Liz L. Ann L.W., Celtic Crone, Auntie D, Sharon Donnelly, Tina Rogers, Lucy M., Paul Ruiz, let's see, Kay Reynolds, Kim Clark, Adriana Paul, Ariana Paul. Oh my gosh, Mother 3 gotcha. Sorry if I miss anybody. I really don't mean to. At our heart to fit. At our heart to fit. Jamie Johnson, Deborah Hall, Laurel Sorensen, Mary Weatherhead. Hello. Wendy Adams, Melinda. Oh, I already did that one. Christine B.R. Georgie L. Colleen. Marlis H. J.D. Liz L. John of New. There's John of New. Arcelia Torres, Rita Stinger, Amy Hughes. Yeah, we'll look at these in Nevada. Yeah, I haven't looked at Nevada yet. Priscilla Chapman, Bad Hair Day, Deborah Hall. Love these names. They're so invented. Leslie F. Enjoy Galti, Taj Orek, Gretchen Jakimizik, Jakimizik, something like that. Sorry if I butchered that. I didn't mean to. Susan Armstrong. Enjoy Galti. Joni S. Jill Groth. Annie G. Did I say Mimi Eichholz? I think I did. I just think this is important to name check people and thank them for coming. Celeste, it's my mom in me. Say please, thank you. Maja Leapa, Blue Wave, yay. Blue Tsunami, Blue Tidal Wave is what my guide said, tidal wave. A campfire taken on a tidal wave. Taj Ofek. Mary B. KD. Okay, I think I'm going over the same people again. Linda Rogers. Linda C. Yes, joy is the energetic vibration where miracles happen. I totally agree with you, Linda. Yes. BMC. M. Steve 000. Thank you so much. Wendy Adams. Norris Face. Christina Black. Melissa Miller, Lorraine Darconte. And Janice Conant, I think I said. Cheryl Nash McIsaac. Lorraine Darconte, I think I just said that. I'm getting tired. You can tell. Okay, I think Anne Hart, Lillian Fredrickson, Judith, David Craig, I said that one. Dinah Kadosky, Jane Weininger, Lily Rose, Wendy Adams, Michelle Hott, Roxanne M, Sandra Cabral, and Jamie Johnson, Carrie B, thanks for coming. Alan Mitchell, thank you, Alan. Donna O'Brien, Lisa Purcell, Cynthia Pierce. My arm's getting tired. Wowereen, Dee Dee, Meg Garo, Diane Silky, Angie, thank you so much. Anita Pace, nice to see you. Kate Reynolds, JB, Melanie DeRocher, Spence, Desiree W., Sue Ellen Hunter, Pamela Doss, Ethereal Material, Tribal Woman, Annie Simone, Cosme Toga Party, Noelle Douglas. Gosh, everybody's in the house tonight. Marcy Hohorst. Aiden, nice to see you, Aiden. How about that Taylor Swift, huh? She's rocking it and rolling it, and she's mad at Trump. So I'm happy. I'm like, oh, yeah, he might have made a mistake there. I wouldn't go after Taylor Swift or Swifties at any point. That's awesome. Okay, Angel Works by Pam Drennan. Ooh, la, 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 la. JB. Brandy Smith. Miss Sharon. Constance Campbell. Michelle Maybell. Jill Groth. Elle Lynch. Rainey. Miss Beach Boxer. PBJ. And J Cat Lady. I think that's everybody. Miss Sharon, thank you, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. I am looking forward to seeing you in a couple weeks, and I'll see you next Sunday for Let's Chat on Sunday. And you guys take it easy, okay?